Did what
It's
I
okay.
could.
There's some guys with pistols to defend the
Oh,
planets.
that's great. Uh,
Building under
I'm sure
construction.
that'll be a huge comfort to their families.
Constructing.
You
Oh,
did a pretty decent amount of damage, though.
yeah, but now Suit Guy here is just gonna come in and force stuff as he
Oh yeah,
does.
no, Darth Vader is basically unkillable. He has the plottiest of plot armor.
Right. Let's see how little we can kill here then.
One guy asked if the Providence is going to continue being as hilariously OP as it is in the demo currently. Um, Maybe. I need to look at that because its damage output is pretty insane. Um, so when you have time to mess with a Providence class, which there are a few of them floating around in Skyhook, they are pretty ridiculous actually in terms of their damage output with the proton torpedoes. So
We've secured
you got lots of speeder
Korphir.
bikes here, though. I mean, speeder bikes are dangerous, right? They
They
do
can
kill
get
infantry
away very
pretty well.
fast.
Gearing up. Your order?
We have air speeders too. Let's see.
Oh yeah, you do have the Talon. Talon is actually a brilliant airspeeder. The rebels can't actually build it, but its starting forces here is basically a civilian model stand-in. It's very powerful, very quick, and the AI won't be able to do much against it unless they have airspeeders of their own, or they start building AA turrets, which I buffed recently.
Well, that's comforting. So let's let those start doing what they're doing. I'm gonna try to get a couple. Can you guys capture reinforcement? No, doesn't. Yes, you
I
can.
thought, yeah, I did change speeder bikes to be able to capture stuff because they were pretty crap otherwise.
Waiting orders. Copy. I copy.
All right, got some infantry coming up, so let's wreck some of these guys.
Reporting. Weapons ready.
We're keeping them occupied over here a little bit.
Construction complete.
Yeah, as Hexodus mentioned, one of the other things about our ground combat is that infantry can garrison a number of civilian structures in a kind of Company of Heroes style. So there's a lot more options to make infantry more survivable, because otherwise they would just get flattened a lot.
Watching for the enemy.
Speaking of getting flattened a lot, I'm basically writing off this entire ground force. I don't know that.
Oh no, that's pretty reasonable, yeah.
I'm writing off this entire sector's ground forces, actually. And space forces. Just... Oh no, HMPs.
They're not quite as bad,
Ah.
but they will still destroy infantry quite quickly.
PTSD! It's happening again!
Construction complete.
Gonna get some flashbacks.
Prepare to assist. We're going in.
Unit
Feelings are still kind of raw.
destroyed.
Ready for recon.
Destroyed.
Right, so yeah, there are the these buildings up here we can do that in, but
Move out.
no one wants to be over here. We have these other air speeders too. Snow speeders, as people who've actually watched Star Wars might call them.
Commander.
I believe those are the unarmed, completely civilian versions, so they
Oh.
may just have tow cables.
Generator destroyed.
That's not helpful, is it?
Right away.
We've
Oh no, they have no guns, but they can pull. If they had walkers, if the AI had walkers, you could pull them down. Even if they were just ATSTs, you could pull them over. But otherwise, they are literally just cargo haulers. So
Got it.
Right, well, in What If World, then we're doing great.
in the What If world, you had Spec Force here instead of just Sec Force, who basically they literally just have pistols until you upgrade them to level 3. So they are only really good against army troopers if they run in wildly and throw their grenades.
Right, I've decided that auto-resolve would be more competent in this than I would, so...
Unit destroyed. Unit
Oh, also I would say that the cost of build pad structures is very directly related to their efficacy. They are incredibly weak and probably not worth it. We don't tend to like having
system lost.
tactical buildable stuff be particularly powerful.
Destination acquired.
Right. Alright, I'm gonna try to move all these ground forces over to the next planet over. And see if we can actually stop anything here. T2C repulsor tank. Let's pause this quickly and see what our options are in this area. So are there any I don't think there's really much that's going to help us in this area, but yeah. And back over to Mon Calamari. I think this sector is going to be where we're a bit more effective.
Yeah, that sector, and you can probably rescue Quaimar after you can get a handle on the Yavin fleet and send that round by a junction.
Unit in production.
You can probably deal with it a bit better then. So one of the first things, before you start building units on Mon Calamari in space, I strongly suggest you zoom into the planet and mouse over the income of the planet in the build bar, because that will tell you what current orbiting structures you have, and allow you to determine what the best things to build are. So I believe currently you just start with one of each level 3 and level 4 shipyard. And okay, that's the total credit income per week. The one above that.
Okay, yeah, I see how you did that. That's clever.
So it's a simple +1 credit, which gives a count of the structures.
Right.
So one of the things about Phoenix Rising is units build relatively slowly. An MC80 will take like 8 weeks to build without any bonuses. Mon Cal has a shipyards bonus to improve that, but I also strongly suggest you build up as many duplicate shipyards of the same type as you can. So you build up like 3 level 3 and 4 level 4s on Mon Cal or something like that, so that you actually have the production base necessary to get stuff building in a reasonable time frame.
Right. Okay. Get that going. I don't think we're going to leave these forces over Quirmia. I kind of want to scout out Raxus, but I'm afraid of...
5-star destroyers?
That's the thing I'm afraid of. Alternatively, we could try to get out through Column X. Not out, necessarily, but...
I mean, you can always just surround Raxus and let them just simmer for a bit.
That is the plan. I don't want to invade Quirmia, because that doesn't go well for us, apparently. Same thing with Liana, I'm assuming. I should turn on these filters. But if we can try to take potentially Column X and Renvar, I'm not concerned about hurting the independent economy, because small businesses are the future. And if we can sort of have a solid hyperspace line between our Mon Calamari forces and our Yavin forces, then maybe we don't have to write off Quirmia quite as much.
You can go for the coveted double independence class build.
Ooh. Do we have any... Is there a dedicated, like, probe droid-esque unit, or...?
Yes, so if you build the basic barracks for the rebels on the ground, you can build a Bothan spy.
Sounds handy. There he is right there.
I've greatly increased the duration in which Bothan spies are active. They provide information for about a month. I felt that was reasonable given they cost 150 credits, and intelligence is extremely important in Phoenix Rising. You need to be able to make sure you're dealing with everything.
Texas just actually brought up a question that is relevant to my interest. Does Liana switch to the Empire by the Tarkin story event, or does that not do anything if you are the rebels? So I remember
it does not do anything if you're the rebels.
Okay.
The Empire have enough. The Empire have enough benefits in this one that the AI doesn't need to gain Liana out of nowhere. Definitely, that event, that kind of setup for the Empire, was very much designed because I realized that any new players really needed an easy introduction to Phoenix Rising, with a minimal amount of horrible death fleets.
Ready. This way.
Ideally, they control the horrible death fleets.
Oh, I forgot to... Oh well.
Heading for coordinates.
I didn't realize I had a starting or a Pathfinder in this, but we can still make do. Shouldn't be a difficult one for us.
Korphir is a very easy fight to clean up.
Oh well.
Heading for coordinates.
Very
Unless
easy.
they dropped a bunch of forces there.
No, they left.
Yeah, the AI, if they're outnumbered, they will retreat way before you get to them, because the 20-second timer means otherwise you just wipe them out.
Right. Or they're like me and then they just get wiped out anyways. Alright, so I'm gonna assume, because that's what smart people do, that we should be able to roughly take that out.
Awaiting your
Who are
instructions.
you? You are Evrim Leger. Legai? Legai?
He's a guy.
He's that dude. And we're gonna get attacked at Polis Massa, but I'm not concerned about anything outside of our little Yavin sphere of influence here at the moment. That does look slightly dealable with. Rodrig? That I am concerned about. You're not supposed to do that. I never gave you permission to do that. Alright, where is Akbar's fleet? Down there. So we'll have to put the Column X plan on hold.
Beginning construction.
I mean, that's only a Star Destroyer. What's the worst that could happen?
Back around. Let's go kill a Star Destroyer. Yay.
Moving to coordinates.
I think
This is where those slow hyper routes are really going to wreck you.
I'm going to try to invade Korphir and feel better about my life. We'll do that first. Then we'll go and deal with that Star Destroyer. Hopefully they don't invade on the ground before we get there. I am assuming that that Star Destroyer leaving is not in any way going to reduce the amount of strength they have at Raxus.
Affirmative.
Choose your reinforcements.
Going there now. Destination received.
At
Underway.
maximum unit capacity.
Alright. No sensor nodes for me in here.
Reporting in. Moving out.
Units have a pretty decent sight range if you have vehicles, so it's not too bad.
Reporting. Over there.
Alright, let's see how effective the MALs are.
Engines primed. Ready to roll. Yes,
Are
sir.
I'm going to send one of these guys over to scout out that, see if there's anything worth us
All weapons loaded.
getting over there for.
T4B mobile.
And
I'll follow your lead.
if I go up for the sensor array up here, am I going to be disappointed?
Ready.
Yeah, I don't think there's a sensor array on this map.
Okay.
Oh no, wait, no, I think no, there is. There totally is one in the north. Yeah, which you were sending your free runner over on the stream, and
Ready, sir. Moving
so I was a
to
little thrown off for a sec there. But yeah, there is still a sensor array, I believe, on this map in the north.
Okay.
Move out. We're right
Those
behind.
are my favorite parts of Empire at War. Anything that grants vision. I don't even need units with weapons. As long as I can see the whole map when I'm getting killed, that's all I need out of life.
Well, you'll be glad to know that if you do use heroes, they tend to provide a fog of war multiplier equal to their rank. So if you bring a general along, you basically will reveal the entire map. Especially like Izanizard with her intelligence 5 rating, when she's director of the ISB, she basically will reveal the entire map quite easily.
That sounds relevant to my interests.
We've lost.
Okay,
You're not
so
Empire though, so.
we're going to be quitting this LP right now. We're going to move over to the Imperial side again.
Affirmative.
And we're just using Isard for everything. New favorite hero.
It's okay. The rebels do have some generals you can use. There's
I'm
there's
assuming
Vander Willard. I
Kraken?
think Fal Macquarie as well. I don't think Kraken's actually in this GC because he didn't join the Alliance until just after
Right away.
Skyhook.
He was too busy getting his preschooler children to draw some weird
Moving ahead.
designs for his book.
Probably.
Open. All out. We
That has to be one of the worst source books. As helpful as source books are, Kraken's threat dossier just no. Get out of here.
Yeah, I'm very glad that Fantasy Flight Games has the RPG license for Star Wars these days because they have excellent artists who
Yeah.
who do really good jobs of pretty much everything.
We've secured.
Yeah, a lot of the the Decimator is probably my least favorite of all of them, but even that I can live with. Whereas some of the Kraken's threat dossier versions of oh god
Squadron commencing attack.
Oh, they moved the 8080 from Renvar. Oh, that's unfortunate.
I
I have
don't want them to do that. Okay, that one's kind of weak.
Copy that. Enemy targeted. I copy. Enemy sighted. We're right behind you.
Okay, it's turning around. It's leaving. It had enough. Rebels all day, all the way.
To be fair, the MAL is pretty ridiculous. Those concussion missile launchers are not to be messed with.
They do have an officer over here, sitting in that building. This AT-AT has decided to give up on life. I think it just got stuck on the rocks a little bit there.
Artillery online.
Okay, let's try to hit this next one. And I'm going to keep our
Keep going.
armored free runners up a little bit farther. They can help take out any of the smaller scouts or speeders, or however you want to classify these little guys here, the X-10s, and the infantry that are coming by.
Attack position. Tank brigade.
Alright. T4s, you can head in there as well. And MALs, make sure you're actually hitting them. As much fun as I'm sure you're having nuking the small groups of infantry.
Yes, sir.
Yes, definitely using 9 concussion missile launchers on a single group of 10 infantry is
Yes,
worthwhile.
Commander. This way. Ready. Ready, sir.
The logistics hero.
Available. Bombardment incoming.
Yeah, so I believe,
Destroyed.
I think that guy is probably just the admiral from one of the default heroes from Column X, who decided to go chill on Korphir.
Enemy sighted.
Our hero bonuses are another thing that are pretty in-depth. They're outlined in the manual, but I do need to provide some more references for those in-game, ideally, because they are quite in-depth, and it's important to know what you're up against and what you're using yourself. Like, there's some heroes which give you a salvage bonus in battle through the enforcement
Almost there.
skill.
Roger that.
A lot of heroes, like offense and defense, are pretty straightforward, right? They give bonuses to attack and defense, but logistics is a bit more of a ephemeral kind of thing. And if I
Right.
remember right, logistics gives a bonus to income, or it's a bonus to energy production, or something like that.
Right, there we go. Finally in range to properly shoot this guy.
Waiting orders.
Bombing run available.
Ready.
Yes,
Yeah,
General. General does battle. Izzard does have a ground model. It's currently just the default Imperial officer model, however. Though, to be fair, it's difficult to tell
Aggressive fire.
who she. She would probably just wear the standard like Imperial Army officer uniform in combat, and it would be difficult to tell who she was under the helmet and goggles.
Form up.
Right, we're making our way pretty close to this next reinforcement point. It seems like the reserves of forces have been a bit more exhausted, or they're going north for some of them.
Transfer
We can move on further inland here,
I copy.
so we can get our T4s to cooperate.
I copy. Heading to
Those
point.
turrets are
Going there now.
Unit destroyed.
not a problem, but at least a nuisance.
Moving into that area, sir.
So now that there are infantry icons in, how do you feel about the ground combat?
That it makes it a lot easier to track what's going on. Any of my complaints about that are 100% addressed, and
Yes, Commander.
I rate my stay 5 stars.
Ready.
10 out of 10, groundbreaking.
Fire.
No, ground unbreaking. That's the point.
Open fire.
Okay, all right, yeah. The ground has been unbroken.
Ground replaced. Alright, there goes that turret. And I think we can start moving in some of the MALs towards these structures, because it looks like most of the actual forces around there are gone.
All weapons loaded.
I'm probably going to move the rest of our vehicles up a little farther north,
Moving to position.
just to leave some room for the MALs.
Reporting.
And
Yes, sir.
it does seem like one of the tricks with some of the ground combat, especially, and it does apply to space, but it's a bit more,
Destination received.
automatic. I don't know the right way to phrase it is, but you do need to get, instead of just right-clicking to attack, you do need to get within
T4
closer range to be effective with it, because they do have
Yes, Commander.
a much longer range that they can attack from, but not
Attacking target.
quite the same range that they can be effectively attacking from, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, once the rain stops, it's not so bad. Most units, especially against larger stuff, will be pretty accurate. But yeah, if you're dealing with infantry, you can't hit them at range, really. So infantry are pretty safe from long-range attack, unless there's heavy turbolasers involved, because they have splash damage.
Ready.
So I'm going to try to get in
This way. On the way.
Maximum unit
speeders or
capacity.
infantry to actually capture some of this, or capture these landing zones.
Y-Wing Squadron reporting.
I don't know that we need
Gold Squadron commencing attack.
Tank brigade here.
any other significant forces against some of these smaller
Heading up.
Computers locked on target.
infantry groups. Okay, that's going to die. Oh, that was overkill.
Attack that target.
Okay, let's try to move in a little bit further They do have quite a few units in that bunker, so that'll be our next main target.
Engines primed. Torpedo launcher
You guys
mobile,
want to get
sir.
into the middle there.
Roger.
And
Form up.
am I still going to be running these guys over? Yes. They're falling down and getting tanked.
Reporting.
Kind of like how
Yeah,
everyone's
the,
going to be this weekend, am I right? March break.
Bombardment ready.
Yeah, the T4s are pretty good. They're a pretty solid vehicle, especially when they get T4B. T4A are a bit too slow because they're based off like mining chassis, so they're pretty weak. But the T4B is a solid tank, just like it is in Empire at War.
Targeting. Firing.
These are not in an ideal position. It looks like the slight hill in true Empire at War style is thwarting our efforts.
Fall out, troops.
Yeah, I want to change the missiles so they don't smash into terrain so much because so much damage gets wasted that way.
Artillery online.
I think you can make it so that they track terrain a bit better. At least I vaguely remember the NPTL doing that.
On the way.
I think part of the MPTL's ability to do it was the fact that it was
Right away.
shooting like straight up
Ready, sir.
and then doing stuff.
Right away.
True, it was like they gave the missiles a kind of like arc thing.
Unit
Reporting.
destroyed.
So as kind of useless as the over racer speeder bikes are, one of the coolest things is when they get to top level, they get a little turret in a backpack that they can drop off.
Ooh.
Affirmative.
So it basically just drops a little carbine on the floor. So when you get like 20 of them and drop them all in the middle of an infantry group and then run away, it's pretty effective.
We've lost a build pad.
Let's move out.
Right.
Open fire.
We should be able to take out the rest of these little infantry groups around us.
Yes, command.
I'm going to send our remaining MPTLs up there. They were getting a lot more destroyed by those infantry than I expected them to, so...
This way.
Yeah, infantry are armed with grenades, and grenades ignore shields. Contrary to Thrawn's Revenge, all solid munitions in Phoenix Rising ignore shields. So grenades will ignore shields, and MALs, while powerful, have extremely weak armor.
Y-wing standing by.
T4B.
Alright.
Awaiting
Oh,
orders.
still a few of them left, so as long as we keep the company between battles, I'm satisfied.
We've secured a build
I've got my
pad.
approach
Let's
vector.
go.
Let's get these guys over to attack that, though. And you are starting to take a lot of damage.
I
We've
copy.
lost a
Keep
build
going.
pad.
This way.
Oh god, a lot of explosions.
Tank brigade here.
Bombardment.
Will this save us? Nope.
commencing.
Report. Active. Copy.
There we go. That was just one T4B, so
Attacking.
not the end of the world.
Ready for action. Over here.
Choose your reinforcements.
Destination received.
Course plotted.
See you, General. Alright. Mostly cleaned up all their... Oh god, that's not good. They're all out.
Moving out.
Get out of here.
Comlink active.
Ready.
Like ants leaving a nest.
That area, sir.
We've secured
Awaiting orders.
a build pad.
Yes, sir.
I'm helping you get to that 75 if you average, by the way. I hope you're happy.
For the enemy.
Very nice of you.
Copy. Heading out. Form up.
We've lost
gotta-
a build pad.
See, it's a weird... I'm not sure how that metric actually works. I think it's done where the average for each stream counts as opposed to being the overall average.
A build pad.
Awaiting orders.
It's kind of weird.
That's tough.
So that's part of why I decided like Pokemon Reborn, which I really enjoy streaming,
Reporting.
but
Advancing.
I tend to get more viewers on YouTube
Lock and load.
when I stream there for one thing. But that also then if I want to stream stuff that's a bit less popular, it doesn't count towards the partnership total.
Fire.
There are a lot of people that's very upset that I wasn't streaming on YouTube anymore too.
Artillery online.
Anyways,
Well, I personally prefer Twitch as a platform, but definitely if you have that kind of option to stream somewhere else and still get decent viewership and allow you to do games you enjoy, then I'd say it's definitely worth it.
Available.
Your orders?
okay, these guys need to die before I lose my MALs, which I may have done already.
Computers locked on target.
Orders received.
Nope, there's still 2 left.
I copy.
Life is still good.
Course
I have
plotted.
visual contact. Reporting. Heading out. Take him out.
I copy.
Channel
Kind
open.
of scared of sending these chariots up
Choose your
that much further.
reinforcements.
Right away. Moving out.
Looks like those are trying to get away. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can deploy.
Yes, sir. Targeting. Firing. Right away.
Armor standing by. Form up. Attack that target. Armor ready.
Alright, that company's down. This structure is the only source of them left. It's this one little berm right here. This is the most effective defense the Empire has in the galaxy.
Destroyed.
Entering battle.
I might flatten that out on the
Ready
map,
to
actually. It's
roll.
pretty obnoxious.
Got him in my sight.
And like that is probably the biggest issue with the scale of Phoenix Rising line combat. It necessitates pretty flat maps, at least in terms of the playable area.
Unit
Right.
destroyed.
Okay, there's the structure gone.
Roger that.
I'm gonna let those guys keep taking pot shots over there. Where did I even
They're
send it?
falling
Oh,
back.
there we go.
All weapons loaded.
I don't think we lost everything in a company. So, it should work. Oh. Three runners were, I guess, too close to death there.
System control achieved.
But we got Korphir.
Hooray!
Let's take a
A nondescript
pause.
trading world.
Hey. It sounds kind of like my name, so it counts. What are we going to want here? Elite barracks?
Constructing.
That sounds elite.
Yeah, so there's the basic barracks, which provides Sec Force troopers and spies, and also provides speeder bike training. And then there's the elite barracks, which provides Spec Force for the rebels, which is like rangers, vanguards, and infiltrators.
Hmm.
So the elite barracks is usually the only one worth building unless you really need the spies.
It does seem like Renvar might potentially be slightly less defended.
I'm pretty sure Renvar is unoccupied because those AT-ATs are from Renvar, I believe. So now you can recreate Star Wars Battlefront,
Tactical battle.
the one,
imminent.
the good one,
Uh-oh.
the first good one.
Oh, this is what? They got rid of the Star Destroyer. They just sent Praji. And their trip is it? So would an unoccupied map really let me recreate Battlefront?
Not that much, I guess. It'll recreate Battlefront when the entire other team is AFK.
Awaiting orders.
The loading screen? Okay, so
Copy.
this is, I'm
Location
assuming,
confirmed.
not going to go well for us. Unless the
I copy.
AV turrets can deal with
Reporting.
the number of AT-STs in the group.
position.
How many are there? Are there
Acknowledged.
8?
Field pad.
Eight per group, yes.
Turret constructed.
AT-STs are pretty weak to anti-vehicle turrets due to the armor piercing on the
Right
anti-vehicle
away.
turret, but they're still going to massacre your infantry very quickly. You can put them in the bunker, though. Build a bunker and put them in a bunker.
Construction complete. Turret constructing.
Reporting.
Unfortunately, AT-STs are also incredibly fast, and we'll probably get there before you can do anything.
I did see one just hanging out over here, so I don't know
Ready
that
for
I feel
action.
our chances are great with that. What do we got? Bunker, we got shielded bunker, and we got shelter.
Shelter they can't shoot out of. Bunker and shielded bunker they can shoot out of. The shelter is just like, oh crap, there's a bombing run incoming.
Let's move out.
I know they do have physical munitions here, but I'm going to
Let's
go with the
go!
shielded bunker. Just
Keep going.
for giggles. Oh, they're on the other
This
side.
way.
No! Oh god,
Over here.
it's all leaving already.
Moving out.
Finish!
Roger.
Construction
Location
complete.
confirmed.
Get inside!
It's okay, there's a hill again. Oh no, wait, no, the shock troopers are firing over the hill, because
Yes, sir.
they can aim their rockets
Roger.
better, I guess.
Yeah, more betterly.
Moving into position.
Alright, well I guess we're going to move
Acknowledged.
slightly up here.
Coordinates received.
Doesn't seem like they want to come into the base.
Right away.
Our
Why
They're
is
scared
it-
of your two barracks, I guess.
Reporting in.
Yeah, I need to look at some of the ground attack behavior. It's a bit weird still. It's not very much changed from vanilla, because the ground combat we did isn't that much different from vanilla in the way it works, so I hadn't had a chance to do
Form
much
up.
to it.
Heading out.
And it's really, really, really hard to write good ground combat AI. Space is hard enough, but ground is even harder because of all the terrain and stuff.
Right. I'm gonna try to
Let's
scout
move
out the
out.
back here. It looks like they are going for the reinforcement
Base
point, so
is
they
under
will likely
attack.
be
Go.
coming for us soon. But it seems like they mostly do want to shoot over the hill there.
We've secured a build pad.
Awaiting
And there is, of course, a sensor array on this map.
It's the dream.
Keep going.
Oh,
Construction
I'm seeing
complete.
stuff.
Copy. This way.
I don't know that I can really do much for those guys, but
It's okay. This is the true Rebel Alliance feeling. You've got like 10 guys and a barracks, and the Empire's come in with all of their troops.
Reporting.
I don't like the true Rebel Alliance feeling. They can
Our base is
just want to
under
be the New
attack.
Republic.
Commander.
I'm just trying to help people. Why is this such a hard thing for everyone to understand?
Yes, Commander. Over here.
All right, they've called off the attack.
Turret has been sold.
So yeah, one of the other things we have is we actually updated the weapons models on most infantry, so they have the appropriate little gun. So I believe those guys just have DL-18 blaster pistols
Attacking
to
target.
sneeze at the enemy.
And these guys are going to kill them.
Our base is
Yeah, they
under
actually have
attack.
good blaster pistols. I mean, they're still they're shock troopers as well, so they have a lot of armor and
And a leaf blower, it
grenades.
seems like.
And see, yeah, so I haven't updated the animation set yet for the shock troopers, so they actually carry the missile launcher on their shoulder. But that's just their Plex launcher, of course.
Spread out, men.
There's landscaping in our direction. Have I even killed one of the ATSTs yet?
Reporting.
I don't think so.
I think they just keep running away because they're so fast.
Targeting.
They're afraid.
Firing. Moving out.
All right.
Roger.
Nope.
Affirmative.
Turn around.
You killed 3 of them, 4 of them. It's incredible.
Fire at will. Advancing.
Kind of running them towards our bunkers and stuff. So
Shit, slowly shepherd them.
Ready.
Yeah.
Base is
I believe I
under
have it set
attack.
so that currently only speeders and infantry should really try to kite,
Fire.
but I think there's some other kiting behavior that I haven't quite cleaned up yet that causes all this slightly annoying gameplay, to be honest.
Location
no,
confirmed.
don't walk on them all. That's just I'm so uncivilized.
Yes, sir. Roger. Lock and load.
It's okay if it walks on them, then it's close enough for them to throw grenades at it.
Right, here comes that other company of shock troopers.
Fire. Avoiding fire.
Kneel down. Make sure there's no hills in the way. There goes another one. Almost. Come on. He's almost dead. No!
Order acknowledged.
Okay, get out of here. A couple ATSTs are
Reporting
down.
in.
That's good. You're getting there.
Coordinates received. Right away.
Base
This one is full
under
health,
attack.
and
Open fire.
there's another one going down.
Roger that.
Turret has been sold.
Form up. Awaiting orders.
You over to this other build pad again. I want to say we've killed 4 of the ATSTs.
Construction
Maybe
complete.
5.
Copy.
We've secured
Let's
a
move
build
out.
pad.
I copy. Attack that target.
Oh god,
Reporting.
hero.
Let's go.
Maybe.
Construction complete.
No? Where is he? They
Commander,
land him? They didn't.
Keep going.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't landed Prajna yet. He's pretty powerful.
Attacking target.
Okay,
But they did
there's lots
capture
of
the mercenary
shots.
outfitter.
Oh, is that what the little white guy was?
Yeah, that's some
Yes, Commander.
independent freelancers who have
This
joined
way.
the Empire because they showed up and pointed their guns at them, I guess. I know if I saw, like, 40 stormtroopers show up with rocket launchers, I'd be like, okay,
Target in
cool.
sight. Awaiting
Whatever you
orders.
want.
Base is under attack.
Well, this is why you're probably not a member of the Rebel Alliance or a traitor,
Reporting.
We've secured a
and you will not be
build
Ready
taken
for
away.
action. Roger.
Hooray for me!
Location confirmed.
Construction complete.
Moving into position. Order acknowledged.
Right, come on. Where's the sensor here?
It's up on the hill by
Coordinates
the
received.
waterfalls where the palace would be if I hadn't removed the prop.
Alright, so I'm going to send a crack team out there to try to claim that for us, and we'll see what's going on the map. Because I don't think
Yes,
there's
sir.
too many ATSTs
Right
left, at
away.
least. And I think they only had the 3
Secured
companies
a
total.
build pad.
I think most likely,
We've
yeah.
all units.
Secured a
I think
build
most likely they've built a repair facility and they're just running them away to repair them, and then they're going to come back again eventually.
Fall out.
40 Rebel Alliance. Oh, there's some stormtroopers there. Rebel Alliance or Empire? Do you mean which do I prefer,
Let's move
or
out.
which am I playing? Because I'm playing the Rebel Alliance, and I'm
Let's
assuming you
go.
knew that.
Keep
I
going.
prefer the Rebels as well.
Is that from a
This way.
philosophical and moral standpoint,
Over
or
here.
That's from every standpoint. Fish tanks are the way to go.
We've secured a
Tank
build
everything.
pad.
There we
Reporting
go.
in. Moving out. Roger.
Sensor array. Powerful structure in the
Construction
game.
complete.
Confirmed.
Turret constructing.
Right, they have 1 ATST left. Oh,
Construction
3
complete.
ATSTs left. Oh, dance party. That's what's going on. I wasn't even
ah,
invited.
okay. Yeah, I don't know what the AI is doing here. It's I think they maybe got a little
Roger
confused about something for some reason.
It looks like
I
we're gonna
guess
have
I'll
to try
have
to
to look
lure
into
some of them
this.
off. It seems like they're going between some of the
We've secured a
Capture
build
points?
pad.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to capture the capture
Order
points
acknowledged.
repeatedly, which is annoying.
that. Take cover.
Construction complete.
I think they might just be.
Secured
It's like they're on a
build
patrol.
pad.
It's like it's our planet now. You've got to take it from us. War of attrition.
Construction complete. We've secured
Copy.
an abandoned
Right away.
sensor array.
I should note that you can't get too far away from the sensor, or it will
Right.
fall back to being
I copy.
neutral again.
Heading out. Reporting.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get in behind where they're going.
Construction complete.
I'll cut them off. They'll walk into a bunch of turrets. Probably kill those turrets, but maybe
Let's
we'll
move out.
some movement on it.
We've
Let's go.
secured a build pad.
It's become a very tense tactical battle. Also slightly tedious, I guess, but
We've lost a build pad.
I can only apologize for the AI, really.
Going.
Right,
This
I think I'm.
They really want to not build anything on the build pads,
Over
though,
here.
apparently. So
Moving out. Roger.
Just get far enough away here so you can
Secured
build.
a build pad.
Yes,
There you
Commander.
go.
Moving into
We can
position.
get another one going up. Then
We've
I can try to
secured
lure him
a
back
build
over
Awaiting
here.
orders. Order acknowledged. Coordinates received.
I hope the people of
Construction
Rodriga
complete.
are appreciative of your efforts.
Well, I'm making the Empire kind of stomp all throughout
Reporting.
their planet
Yes, sir.
and probably interfering with their ability to live a normal
Heading
life.
Fall out.
I don't think.
We've secured
I don't know that
a
they
build
appreciate that.
pad.
Oh.
We've secured
Ready for
a
action.
build
Stay.
pad.
Okay,
Turret
now we control the
Let's
landing
move
pad
out.
here.
Construction complete.
They have moved up onto my sensor array,
We've
which
lost
is
the abandoned sensor array.
there's the repair station.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Roger.
But
Let's
can I get in and
go.
grab that mercenary outfitter?
Keep going.
It's been destroyed now. Once
Oh.
it's
This
been
way.
used, once it's gone, I'm afraid.
Over here.
I can go look at the wreckage and stare wistfully into the
Moving out.
what might have been.
Roger.
Do they have
Location
anyone in
confirmed.
here? They do.
Targeting. Firing. Affirmative.
These soldiers are gonna die, but don't have
Reporting
much
in.
of a choice.
Roger that.
Right, at this point, we might.
Barracks destroyed.
No. I don't think I had much recourse there. I don't think I was going to be able to hold that
System
off. But we do
lost.
have Mon Calamari,
Station
or
ready.
Admiral Akbar, not Mon Calamari, heading in. And we have our ground force.
To be fair, it is the entire Mon Cal fleet, so it's kind of like Mon Calamari's heading in.
Alright, so I think we're going to reclaim Rudrig here. And, oh, Angelus Mortis asks, has the GC performance improved in this version? So there is the light version that we're playing now that does perform significantly better than even the regular Operation Skyhook. Am I going to regret this? I feel like I'm going to regret this.
Maybe.
Because there's still all those companies. Right, I'm going to wait for some of these ground units.
Heading to coordinates.
Tactical battle imminent.
Polis Massa. They finally got there. Well, I'm going to say that we can't win that one.
System lost.
Retreat and get some of these ground forces onto the ground here. I was hoping other stuff would survive the auto-resolve, but I wasn't apparently willing to get into the battle and click retreat. Oh well. Let's get back up to our main fleet here. I think, I want to say with these free runners, we should be able to win before they build up any structures. That's really what I'm worried about. Well, what do we have? We have the arrows. We have the swamp speech. So I'm assuming we're going to be able to deal with the stormtroopers just fine. If they still have any significant number of ATSTs, I'm not sure if it was counted as destroyed from the last battle, but I don't think so. Or if they left immediately, which the AI sometimes does. Might be okay.
We've secured.
If you're lucky, it is just some stormtroopers. If it's the shock troopers, your vehicles might get a bit destroyed. But there are enough in a platoon of swamp speeders, and there are enough arrows that they should be able to survive it pretty well.
I'm hoping we can get this for ourselves this time, and then I'm going to go up and grab our sensor array. Plus, we do have an orbital bombardment and bombing runs.
Bombing run available.
Bombers at the ready. Destroyed. Inbound.
Here we go.
Reporting. Spread out.
Computers locked on target.
Oh, they did get a barracks already. It was fast.
Yeah, on hard they have build time bonuses, and of course, and barracks do build very fast in Phoenix Rising, the basic one. But it is just a basic one, so.
Ready for command, sir. Pushing forward.
Okay, I'm gonna send.
It looks like they're trying to get the sensor array before you.
Yeah, I guess they must watch the channel.
Bombardment ready.
Engaging enemy.
This is essentially the base Mon Calamari or Naboo map, right?
All out.
Yeah, all I've done is remove some of the props, like I replaced the palace with a small garden instead, that's all.
Right away. Moving out.
Otherwise, it's pretty much... And I got rid of, obviously, the
Waiting orders.
Gungan settlement.
Enemy targeted.
Right.
Ready to cover you. Can do.
Well,
Always ready, sir.
it's not really Star Wars anymore, is it then?
Fall out.
I do need to make a new... We have a lot of planets in this region which are like university planets, and this was the only map that really seemed to fit that kind of idea and style. So
Well, you just gotta
it
add,
gets
like, a
used
Starbucks, right?
more often than I'd like. Well,
We've
yeah.
Secured a build pad. Bombardment incoming.
Keep going. Attack that target.
Ion stun,
Backup.
make me feel better about my
Attack
life,
target. Got your back.
and we can start taking out the barracks.
Bombers
But I think we do have this under wraps here.
We've secured a build
Gold
pad.
Squadron.
Yeah, army troopers are really not very capable of stopping much except Sec Force.
We've lost a
Alright,
build pad.
there we go. Full reveal.
Let's go.
Time to
Hostile
kill
We've
those.
secured a
reporting.
build
Over
pad.
there. Following your lead. Transfer
We've
coordinates.
secured
Making cover.
a build
Attacking.
pad.
Targeting. Right behind you. Waiting orders. Providing backup. Hit him
Unit
hard.
destroyed.
Got them on the run.
Okay, so I think
Planetary control achieved.
we are going to leave it there for this first section. This is going to be put up on the YouTube channel, and then we're going to be going through the full series as we normally would.
Enemy fleet
Before we
approaching.
get invaded there. So I'll probably break this up into 2 episodes, and then a couple days after that we'll have the third one going up. I might end up streaming a good portion of this. I don't know if later on in the playthrough, Bob, if you'd like to rejoin if anyone wants to get their questions together and see if there's any more questions later on in the playthrough. But thank you for
That'd
joining
be
me this
cool.
time.
No problem. It was fun.
And thanks for coming out, everyone. If you do want to check out the mod for yourself, there are going to be links in the description of the YouTube version of this, and there's also in the stream chat right now, there is a link to the PR demo that Hexadiscar has just posted. So once again, thanks for coming out, everyone. Thank you, Bob, for joining me, and I will see you next time.